If you're designing a project from the start, you can't possibly decide what materials will come into it if you've never worked with those materials and you don't understand the nature of those materials.
My company is called RSS Architecture. We're a 7-member architectural firm. We like to be involved in the actual construction of some of the projects that we design.
As long as I've been interested in architecture, I've been interested in building. In fact, my pursuit of architecture came first with an interest in designing and building.
1412 Cappuccino is a small residence in the city of Burlingame that we were asked to do a remodel on. The existing house had a flat roof. Very, I would say, architecturally nondescript. They expressed at the very onset a desire towards the Craftsman style of architecture. The whole idea is to create aesthetic beauty out of the structural utility of the building.
It's well known that between an artist or an architect who comes up with this wonderful idea and then a builder who's trying to realize it, there's conflict. I believe that the architect doesn't quite understand how the builder works and how things are actually put together.
RSS Architecture actually has a wood shop that's attached to our office.
This is a curved bottom spoke shave, which is great for doing any kind of curved piece of wood. Here we have a dovetail saw. Each curve on this has an important purpose. It's like shaking someone's hand. This is a little block plane, the most used tool here because it's so versatile, can fit in your pocket. A rabbet plane that was used to let in all of the steel straps that bundle the columns together. This plane is probably one of my favorites. A nickel-plated Stanley plane that I think dates back to the 1880s. It has a base that's suspended and it's a radius plane, so by turning this knob I can change the radius. The low fence on the front porch has curved beams at the bottom, and it's a subtle curve that to me fits the look and shows you what the beam is doing and how it's supporting the bench. And in order to do that, I would first cut on a bandsaw that curve, but though you follow a line by hand, the blade moves up and down a little bit. And this is the tool that I would use to come across and hit all of those high bumps and make that curve pleasing to the eye. When you use these tools and you're actually pushing them through the wood yourself, you start to really understand what the grain is doing in the wood, the nature of redwood versus maple or oak. And once you have that knowledge and you start designing a piece, it makes more sense what will work and what won't work.
We try and maintain the art of it, which is very difficult to do. I've tried to kind of bridge the gap between sort of the real world and what I've always fantasized about what it should be, because certainly when you get into running a small business, a lot of times it's driven by business needs, and it takes diligence and effort to always remind yourself, and for me to remind myself I got into it because I love the artistic process.